He's a really good player. LeBron James is a really good player. And so is Nikola Jokic, who last night was just doing what he's been doing the last few years. It's just the numbers were a little higher than normal, but it was a triple-double. I don't think anybody was surprised, Vinny, that he got a triple-double in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. There's probably a lot more where that came from. And Vinny, I'm just going to throw this at you. Look, it would be smart for those in the MVP campaign to play it like Nikola Jokic did this year. He was like, look, and I guess it probably is a privilege of having won 2 in a row. So when they asked him about the possibility of winning 3 in a row, kind of shrugged, gave you the shrug emoji. I'm not really thinking about it. When the announcement comes out, I'm not really going to be thinking about it because I got something bigger in mind. And it really takes the pressure off when you look at it that way, as opposed to another MVP, the most recent MVP, who everybody's got jokes for and memes for because he scored 15 points the last time we saw him on the court. So if you needed another reason to say why the Nuggets might have the advantage in this series, it's because their best player really is playing without any external pressure.
Oh, I definitely think there's external pressure. I don't want to position this, Michael, as if he's playing loose and free. When you've got home court advantage throughout the Western Conference, when this league is wide open, look at all the consequences for not winning this year. Phoenix, humongous consequences for Monty Williams.
Ooh.
Milwaukee, humongous consequences for Mike Budenholzer. Philly, humongous consequences for not only Doc Rivers, but probably James Harden and the way that we view Joel Embiid. There's consequences to not winning this season because the league looks wide open. And if there's no Golden State, and LeBron is not the super Saiyan LeBron that we've all come to know, yeah, it's pressure on Nikola Jokic. The thing that works for him, though, is because the conversation got so toxic early in the season or midway through the season when the straw poll said he was going to win again, and then everybody came out and said, how can you do this, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
He took his foot off the pedal ever so slightly, and he just allowed the game to sort of come to him. He wasn't trying to go for it as much, and Joel Embiid went for it. And it might have cost Embiid physically as much as it cost him in narrative. Make no mistake about this, though. Nikola Jokic is an MVP that has not gone to the NBA Finals. And post-merger, the only players to not go to an NBA Final, in my opinion, if memory serves, might be Steve Nash. I feel like every other MVP has at least been in the finals, if not maybe not the year that you win the award, but you've been there. Steve Nash and Derrick Rose. Not that my head is going back and really going through the archives. Post-merger 1984 merger, 16 playoff teams, 4 playoff rounds, 5 games in the first round. I think those are the only ones. And then you add Jokic to it. So he doesn't want to be part of that dubious list either. Yeah. In Game 1.
And it's not even dubious, though. I mean, if you define it that way, though, Vinny, it's not. Because you know why? If you go 80s, so you got Bird, you got Magic, you got Jordan. You think about all the MVPs right there. You got LeBron, that's a bunch of MVPs there. Steph, you got a bunch of MVPs there. So it's not like it's not as if we're talking about every year there's a different guy. Look at all of these different players who went. It really is not. I mean, it's really not that many players considering the time period that you got 84 in there. So
that's
84 to see how
that's 40. Okay. That's 40. That's modern basketball. That's 40 years.
It's not 40.
That's a pretty damn good sample size.
40 years. How many players? 20? 25? I'm just guessing. I mean, off the top of my head, I bet you it's not. I know it's not 40 players.
No.
So it's not. And these are. And look at some of these players, though, Vinny. Some of these players are just iconic, Hall of Fame, in your top 5, in your top 10.
Okay. Well, so hey, wait. So you mean to tell me you're not looking at everything Nikola Jokic is doing. 40, 20, 10, the first player to do that post-merger. The last players to do that were Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt, and that was before the ABA-NBA merger. So you could even say that the talent was diluted to some degree because you had not even your best players playing in the league. So you mean to tell me you're going to fix your face to tell me you don't think that Nikola Jokic, when this is all said and done, is not going to be one of those historic players, one of those historic centers of all time? Like, I think I'm going to have to sit you down and have a conversation with you because he is playing up to a historical standard. I'm not saying he's Olajuwon or Shaq or Russell or Abdul-Jabbar, but he's entering. But he's entering. What I'm saying is he's entering the pantheon of the conversation, especially when you consider the way that his game works and the way that the game is being played. No, he's not a defensive, wizard or an Adonis or anything like that. But you can say that he impacts the game offensively in ways that we've never seen from the position that he plays.
Okay.
So put him in that conversation.
Position, I agree with you.
So put it like this: putting him in this strata that I believe that he is worthy of says you now have the onus to win championships, especially when you have help on your side. Yes.
Well, maybe you do, but when you say center, when you go center and you go, and Russell Westbrook is also on that list because he went to the finals before he was MVP, so he's on that list.
I said at any point in your career.
Oh, at any point.
And Russell, any point in your career.
All right, that's fair. When you say all-time great centers, that's one conversation, but all-time great players is something else. And it's still, if I need to defend, if in Nikola Jokic's defense, both lists are incredible. I mean, if I just go, I don't even go back to the 80s. If I go 90s, MVP since the 90s. So if I got Jordan in there, I got LeBron on there, I got KD on there, I got Steph on there, Dirk. I mean, throw Dirk in there. Like, throw anybody on there as a fifth. Giannis. If you don't crack that top five, that doesn't mean you're not dominant. And if you don't get to the finals as an MVP, if you don't get to the finals, that doesn't mean that somehow you're missing something from your game or something is incomplete. It's just that's how it happens sometimes.
I think you're shifting it like towards a legacy conversation. That's not what I'm trying to do because I hate legacy. What I'm simply saying is you look at the opportunity that's in front of him right now. He has a healthy Jamal Murray. He has Michael Porter Jr. They have, lack of a better phrase, they have playoff scars, and yet they're not old. Okay? Like, there's a fine line between being young and stupid and then being old and tired. And then they're in that sweet spot. Okay? Right. The Nuggets are in the sweet spot where Murray is very young. Porter is very young. KCP is 30, but he doesn't play a old man game. He's still running around there. And then you have Jokic at the peak of his powers. You look around the landscape of the NBA. Philly is done. Milwaukee is done. No more Phoenix, no more Golden State. Why shouldn't the Nuggets be the overwhelming favorite to win the entire thing? They should be. And the reason they should be is in large part due to the dude that scored 40 and out-rebounded the Lakers by himself for large stretches of the evening. Like we can get into the Jokic AD conversation, players going mano-a-mano at their same position in ways that we don't get a chance to see anymore. But just from the micro of this, Michael, he has an incredible opportunity in front of him. There is nobody that can guard this man.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's incredible. It's really incredible to watch. Now, if you look at last night, just let's look ahead to game 2 briefly.
Yep.
It looked like it was going to be a runaway game. It was going to be a runaway game. Then the Lakers, like, oh, wait a minute. They're down by 13. They're down by 10. Oh, what? They're down by 5. Ooh, a 3 from LeBron. If LeBron makes his 3, he can tie it. What does this say going into game 2? Do you look at Denver and say, all right, Denver was able to get out to that big lead and they still can't, nobody, even Anthony Davis can't guard Jokic? Or do you see something from the Lakers in that second half run that makes you think that they can tie this thing up tomorrow night?
I think it's a must win for Denver. I really do. I think game 2 is a must win for Denver. It is imperative that they go to LA with a 2-0 lead. Not that I don't think they can't win a game in Los Angeles if need be, but we've seen the Laker formula through the playoffs. They steal home court advantage. They win their home games. They put you out in 6. Did it with Memphis. Did it with Golden State. Sorry, Natalie. That's what happened, right?
Yeah.
I think that Darvin Ham is a wizard on the sidelines for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact that people don't know what the hell they're watching when they watch coaches. But Darvin Ham is willing to try any damn thing with his team. I had a line in what I wrote last night because I'm in Denver. I had a line to basically say, look, the Lakers, because they've been put together so quickly, it's like instant grits, just add sugar, right? So Darvin Ham will put Rui Hachimura on Jokic and put Anthony Davis back in the center field position and swat everything coming back their way. That was something that worked. You can't play Rui there for 30 minutes on Jokic, but you found something with a player that maybe you can spell AD for 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe they put LeBron on Jokic for a few minutes here or there. So no, I think with the way that the Lakers came back last night, they looked like they were on the verge of being blown out multiple times, and you never felt like the game was out of reach. Because Denver doesn't defend very well, and the Lakers don't scare, and the Lakers don't quit. They did not quit last night, and while LeBron took that dumbass hero shot as opposed to working the ball through Anthony Davis, that's something that they can rectify. They can be very optimistic going into game 2, while Denver should be looking at it and saying, hey, y'all, we need to get our ish together and make sure we defend better. Because both teams shot extremely well last night for the game to be that close, for Jokic to have that type of game, for Jamal Murray to have that type of game, and the Lakers were standing right there in their face with 45 seconds left.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.